traded midseason. You started to gel. You had the big game and then got injured and was restricted. How is your health right now? And talk about the off-season workout with these guys and what you're expecting for this team this year.
Yeah, my health is coming along. It's a progression, but I've been feeling a lot better as of late. Got a chance to play some pickup with the guys past couple weeks or so. So my health has been getting a lot better. And as far as our team goes, with seeing workouts and stuff like that, I have high expectations. I think as long as we stay healthy and we put the time in, put the work in, and we come to play every single night, I think we have a good chance to finish with a pretty good seed in the West, and that means making the playoffs and doing some special things this year.
Brandon, you said at the end of the season last year that you felt like with a training camp and summer workouts alongside Bledsoe that you'd be able to sort of develop that chemistry. How is that coming along?
It's been good. I think not just my relationship with Bledsoe, but just our team in general. I think we got a head start. Me being on a team that was on pace to make the playoffs, I think I've kind of learned some things as far as summer and how important the summer is, and I think our team this year took those steps that you got to take in the summertime to, especially for a young team, to be ready to go into a season and make the playoffs.
Tyson said earlier that in the workouts, the one thing about you that surprised him is how well you shoot the ball. Can you talk about what you've seen that surprised you out of him and how he, as a leader, having the playoff experience affects his team?
Right. For me, nothing really surprised me about Tyson. You know what Tyson's going to bring to the table. He's going to be a leader. He's going to set great screens. He's going to defend. He's going to be your anchor. He's going to do all the things that lead your team to a championship. That's why he's such a pivotal part of our team. And it's important to have him here. I think it was a great pickup for the Suns and for our team. And he's going to be a special part of us doing what we need to do. We need him to be himself and continue to lead. And I think that's what's important for our team. He led us, or he's leading us already, and being a leader on our team in the month of September. And, he's already started, and I think that's what the vets do. They don't wait. They come right in and, they make their presence known, and he's doing that.
A lot of players, they get better in the summer working on certain parts of their game. What part of your game did you work on this summer?
Everything. There wasn't one particular thing that I say I focused on. I focused on shooting. I know I'm going to get a lot of catch and shoots this year. Focused on, getting to the rim, focused on getting stronger. There's a lot of things that, I worked on, but a lot of it also just came from me trying to get healthy as well.
Someone just threw something down.
Yeah, that's my 5'11" teammate over there, RP.
So in workouts the last few weeks, you said you're rehabbing a little bit, the last little bit of your ankle, getting it back to full strength. How's your ankle feeling these days?
It's feeling a lot better. Like I said earlier, it's a progression, and it's continuing to get better. And like I said, I got a chance to play for a couple weeks or so, and it's been feeling a lot better. So I'm excited about that.
You had a really short time to get familiar with this team and then commit to this team during the summer. How encouraging is it to have that followed up with all of your teammates, or a lot of them, committing as much as they did during the summer, and to see them as invested in it as you are now?
I think it was, a choice that, we had to make in order, for us to, we can sit here and say we want to make the playoffs and do this and do that, and, have team goals, but a lot of it comes down to action. And I think that's what we saw this summer. A lot of guys didn't just say the right things. They put the action in, and that came with really being here. And what people don't understand is not just being on the court and working out in September. We're going to work out wherever we're at. But when you're here in Phoenix, I think it shows that you're committed to the team, but you also get that chance to build off the court. You get that chance to bond off the court instead of being, away from the team. I think that's also as important as coming in and working out as well.
You only had a small sampling playing with the two small guards with you and Eric. Just talk about how you envision that and the threats you would possess or pose to other teams.
I think it's a very big threat just to have two guys that can attack you from both sides of the court, different parts of the court at the same time. And it takes a lot of pressure off of each individual. I think this is probably the first time I played with another guard that can really put pressure on the defense the same way that I can. And I think it'll help my game offensively, and I think I can help his game offensively as well, because you can't really key in on one guy. And I think it just makes it easier, and we're going to, take the pressure off our teammates as well. With Marquis being able to shoot the ball, that's going to help us. With Teletovich being able to shoot the ball, we got a lot of shooters this year that can really stretch the floor. And you got Tyson rolling down the middle. I think our offensive game will be special. So it's just a matter. I think offense is going to flow how it's going to flow. I think it's going to be a matter of us trying to get some stops this year. We're going to have the offensive power, but if we can get some stops this year, I think it'll help our offense much more.
We just saw a little bit of it up there, I guess, from Ronnie. What kind of veteran presence does he bring to your backcourt and to the team as a whole?
Ronnie's a great guy. Been in the league for a while. Knows what he's doing, and he's kind of similar to Tyson. That was one of the things that we lacked last year, were vets that were here that said the right things and did the right things and did it by example. So I think with us having such a young team, having guys like Tyson, Ronnie, guys that have been in, for a while, they consider me and Bled vets, but to have vets now is special because you get those guys to really, show the younger guys how it's supposed to be done, and it's special for those guys as well.
They talk so much about the small backcourt. How tired of hearing that do you get? I mean, I remember a backcourt with Isaiah and Joe Dumars,
right,
pretty small, and they were obviously very good. It seems like if you can play, you can play. How tired do you get tired of hearing you have a small backcourt?
I haven't really heard that much, but like I said, for me, it's just a matter of playing the game, like you said. If you can affect the game at your size, then you can affect the game. I think for point guards, I think Bled is pretty strong. For a 1 and 2, I'm 6'3". I'm not a small guard. So I think we have like I said, we can affect the game offensively and defensively. And even though we're considered smaller, I guess, we can both, defend the ball pretty well and get into guys, and I think that's going to be important as well.
Hey, Brandon, last year with Milwaukee, you guys were either number 1 or number 2 in defense, and that's how you guys won games before the trade. Do you see that? What aspects of that kind of defense can you bring, and can the Suns bring this year, this season coming forward?
Well, I mean, what I always talk about, what I try to bring from that team, I think communication was so key, and with us having such a young team here, and what Tyson is already doing is just adding that talking factor, making guys communicate with each other, because you're going to have some breakdowns, and when you have breakdowns, you can either talk about it or you can not talk about it. When you don't talk about it, you probably give yourself a 0% chance of fixing it. But if you talk about it, you at least give yourself a chance to fix the problem. So for young guys, a lot of young guys, they get so wrapped up in trying to do the right things that they forget to talk. So we got to, force our young guys to really talk about the game, talk the game through. And even, a lot of guys say, well, if you talk, the other team's going to hear what you're saying. Well, they still got to stop it. We got to talk to let each other know what we're doing.
With the way the roster's been retooled, what basketball aspects are jumping out to you as better areas than last season?
I think I've heard the word more balanced, so a little bit more balanced. And for me, just from what I saw this year to last year, just experience is another word that jumps out, and shooting is another word that jumps out. Those are some of and defense. I think we're going to put a lot more emphasis on defense this year. Of course, we're going to be an offensive team, but those are a couple key words that jump out for me, just looking at the team right now.
Talking to a lot of the players, there seems to be a lot of optimism surrounding the team in general. But if you could give us one reason why you think this team's going to make the playoffs this year, what would that be?
I kind of stated it before, just the actions that we've seen thus far. Like I said, I've been part of it firsthand, where I've seen where the workouts and the commitment beforehand, before training camp, when you have guys that are committed and you can see it before training camp even starts, I think that gives you a great boost going into training camp, and we're all comfortable with each other already. You guys are in here playing around, joking around with each other, and we have a fairly new team. So for you to see a teammate of mine come in here and throw something at me, I think speaks volumes, because this is my first time, playing with Ronnie Price. We weren't teammates before. It was my first time meeting him this summer. But we spent so much time together and communicated so much that we're kind of already brother. It's kind of a brotherhood already. I know a lot about his family. He knows a lot about my family. So we've spoken a lot, and I think that's important. And that's one of the biggest reasons I can say we're going to make the playoffs this year, because we're already together. And when we come against adversity, we're going to pull closer together instead of fragmenting apart because of the relationship that we're building.
Can you talk about, you played most of your career in the East, and probably as a whole, depth-wise, not as strong as the West, where maybe a 500 team gets a 6 or 7 seed. Here, the Suns 2 years ago won 48 or 49, didn't make the playoffs. Just how loaded is the West, and who do you see as the teams that may be on the downhill a little bit and the teams that are up-and-comers that you would watch?
It's definitely an adjustment to come, from the East and go to the West. Definitely a big adjustment because the teams are a little bit more talented and a little bit more offensively minded than Eastern team. Most of the Eastern teams are really defensively driven, and they focus more so on defense. And I think the West is more of a fast-paced offensive game, so that's a little bit of an adjustment. But I can't really speak for other teams. We can say, some teams are on the downturn, but they might end up having good seasons. The most I can say is, we got to focus on the Suns and making sure that we're doing what we need to do to fall where we need to fall throughout the season. And if we do that, I think we'll be in a good place.
You mentioned balance as one of the big things that jumps out. That's been repeated a lot today. Do you think the personalities are balanced on this team? Do you see a lot of just how you guys complement each other as people?
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of guys that are, have similar life situations as far as family goes, and as far as having to fight for the things that they were that they've earned. Nobody here was given anything from day one. A lot of guys had to really fight to earn their spot in this league. And so we kind of come together through that. We've all had to prove ourselves in some way, and I think that's kind of where we get our edge from, our chip from. If you look at our starting lineup, a lot of guys at some point in their career, like I said, had to prove themselves, or may have been questioned. So I think that's where we get our chip from, and we know that's going to make us special. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.